What's up, YouTube? Flash Speaks back for another video. Listen, man, this channel right here I built as a space to just talk sports and sometimes some other little things, but to do so in a way that's like that I kind of grew up doing it. Sports to me was always talked like amongst friends, and people like that, whether either in the barbershop or in lunch break at the table, in school, outside in the recess area, where you just let loose and you talk crap. You might even talk a little crazy to each other. Not meant to lead to a fight or anything like that, but you just talk like that, right? Listen, if you're not that type, if you was like a thin-skinned individual, if you're somebody that's easily offended or someone or something like that, I don't recommend you come to here, and I definitely don't recommend you confront me, because I have a tendency that I'm gonna shoot from the hip the way I feel like shooting. And if you're not the type to really, and if you're not the type that's built for that, don't do it. Because what's happening is I received some sort of warning from YouTube, right? A warning, right? These corny ass people, they got monitoring, the channels and statements like that, talking about cyberbullying, and like, dude, I don't even know what the hell you talking about, okay? Because bullying to me has a completely different context. I grew up in the inner cities, Philadelphia, went to like public schools where we did real bullying, right? Like somebody really gonna take your lunch money. For real. You know what I'm saying? I'd have had dudes, I know dudes who would, and I know dudes who would just straight, like, tell you, in order for you to be safe around here, I'm going to need a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure you're safe, because, it's a lot of dangerous dudes out here in the school. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to need you to give me a couple dollars so you safe from them. Really kind of giving them an indication that they got to be safe from me. So I know about real bullying, right? I know about that. I know about like what really be happening in the streets on the block when you got a dude that just, I ain't gonna get into all that, right? So I don't know nothing about YouTube cyberbullying, when you say something to somebody and their just whole life is destroyed and all that. I'm not from this era, so I really don't know what the hell they talking about or any of that. All I'm saying is, if you report in my comments and stuff like that, and I find out that that's what you're doing, I'm gonna block you, because I don't really need soft people around this here, right? Go to one of them other channels, man. Like I said, where everything is happy-go-lucky, poppycock, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of other little spaces. You know what I'm saying? But if you like a space where we confront, and one of the groups of people I confront, I guess. But listen, I don't have a problem with Clarkies coming at me, because I realize I egg y'all on. I say stuff that triggers some of y'all, so I don't mind that. But this is the thing, man. Like, y'all going to do a little bit better with your argumentation, man. Like, some of your arguments is weak, man. Like, it appears to me that what y'all do is, because right now y'all all upset, all up in arms about Paige Beckers winning the chip, to the point where some of y'all are capping and talking about, people couldn't let Paige have a good time simply because they got to talk about Caitlin Clark or whatever and all that. Like, bruh, no, I think you got it wrong. Well, then again, I don't know what channels y'all listen to. I know I didn't do that. I didn't do that. The only reason I ever brought up Paige versus Caitlin Clark is because when Paige was getting shine and all that kind of stuff, all I see is Clark channels posting, ratings are down. Caitlin Clark is the true face because, 8 million people, 80 billion people want to watch her. You know what I'm saying? And only 1 billion want to watch Paige, or 1 million or whatever, or 100,000 or whatever it is y'all saying. And those are the things that prompt people like myself to make videos, because I be trying to understand how you feel like just because a lot of people want to watch somebody, it means they better at basketball. That's the part I don't get. Okay, a whole bunch of people want to watch him. You captivated white America. All right, cool. That's what's up. And then you got, others who just follow suit, who get caught up in narratives and media. Because this is the way it works, right? All right, so you're going to get some people that tap on into the narrative, you know what I'm saying? Which was the Angel Reese thing, and you ain't even got to come out and say it's a black and white thing, because one player is black, one player is white. That's just automatic. This is America, man. Like, just look at who's in the White House and what he doing. You know what I'm saying? How he got there. Like, it ain't hard to, like, kind of figure the logic of these things out. But what I'm saying is, you got a group of people, then once the media gets whiff of that, they're going to capitalize on it, because this is what people are searching for. This is what people are, like, tuning in for. So they're going to make content to egg that stuff on. And then you got a whole group of people that follow whatever the media does. Nobody's going to tell me that most people, or a lot of people, don't follow what the media does. We just went through that whole thing with the COVID-19 and all that, and the way most people, you had the whole nation walking around with masks on because of, like, stuff that the media was pumping out. So ain't nobody going to tell me the media don't just control the whole flock like a shepherd with a stick controlling a bunch of sheep. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, a lot of y'all dudes, a lot of you Clark dudes, y'all show me signs of just sheep. And you know why? Because now all y'all talking points are the same talking points. It's amazing. And you know why it's crazy to me? I never once, ever once, said Paige was better than Caitlin Clark on the basis of her winning a national championship. I never said that. I don't say people are better than other people for those reasons. Usually. Right? That comes down the line. Those things are like secondary for me. Right? The first thing I'm going to look at is the way they play basketball. And I don't want to keep mentioning. But let me put it real simple once again, because maybe the other ways I put it ain't hard. It's too hard for y'all to grasp. I believe Paige is a better basketball player than Caitlin Clark, because I believe Paige can do everything Caitlin Clark does. But I don't believe Caitlin Clark can do everything Paige does. Let me repeat that again. I believe everything Caitlin Clark does well, like shoot long threes. I've seen Paige shoot long threes. Pass the ball, nice passes. I've seen Paige do nice dimes and nice passes. Get to the rim. I've seen Paige Beckers get to the rim. Okay? But then when I flip it over, okay, I seen Paige Beckers with a nice little stop and pop game all throughout the mid-range. Caitlin Clark, we don't see that, and she actually admitted that she wasn't good at it. I see Paige with nice little turnaround, like shots from the post area and stuff like that. I see stop and pop, spin on the dime type of stuff that I don't see Caitlin Clark do, right? And I know this hurts y'all when I be mentioning this. Then I see defensive presence. And then the other kicker, man, is the efficiency status. Like, one of y'all came on the page like you arguing, Paige only averaged 19. Well, Paige only shoots about 13, 14 shots a game, right? Caitlin averaged 28 wide because she's taking 21 shots a game. These are documented things. Like, you can look these things up, right? So, but the difference is Paige is on 50% efficiency. Caitlin Clark's not on that type of efficiency now. Now, this is what's crazy, though. All of y'all are using, well, Paige plays on a loaded team. All right, so you're telling me she's an efficient player because her teammates are good players? Like, make that make sense. Because your teammates are good, you're efficient. So, and then, right, they both play point guard technically, right? I mean, they both were kind of like combo guards, but their position is point guard. You got one point guard, turns the ball over 1.3 times a game. It's Paige Beckers. She got the best assist-to-turnover ratio in the nation. And then you got somebody that got the worst. Turns the ball over an absurd, I might add, 4.7 times a game. Damn near 5. This was in college. We ain't even talking about in the W when you turns it over 5 times. 4.7 times a game. Damn near 5 times a game you just turn the damn ball over. Right? 1.3, and you say, of course she. Then you say, of course she's gonna turn it over more because she's shooting the ball more. She turned it over more because she's shooting the ball more. What? Like, this is the problem I'm saying. Y'all crazy, man. You're crazy. But the reason you using the Paige Beckers won a championship, you trying to refute that argument because somebody told y'all, one of y'all influencers told y'all dudes that everybody going around saying Paige is better because of a national championship. Bro, listen to me. If Paige Beckers would have got eliminated in the round of 32s, I would still think she's a better player than Caitlin Clark. If UConn would have got eliminated in the Sweet 16, I still would believe she's a better player than Caitlin. I was saying this last year. I'm saying this before any of this. So, like, all I'm suggesting is when you debate somebody or you refute somebody, refute what that person is saying. Break down to me what Caitlin Clark does on a basketball court better than Paige Beckers. And then, like, then you might have a chance of, like, winning the argument. But if you just talking about, like, your Paige Beckers played with Fudd and played with Sarah Strong and all that, because now all of a sudden you want to do the thing that LeBron James fans do when they arguing the Michael Jordan thing, is you want to act like Caitlin Clark's like complete team was garbage. Kate Martin was garbage, right? The big they had was garbage. Even though both of them averaged almost as much as Fudd and Strong during this year. Now you want to say they're not as good, but I don't know, they averaged about as much, right? Like, one minute you want to use stats for Caitlin, but then you don't want to accept the stats of her teammates. Like, make it make sense. One minute you want to talk about, all right, let's look at a person's game. Next minute you want to use stats. Come on, man. You got to pick a standard and be consistent. That's all I'm saying. You know? That's all I'm saying. So, really, man, y'all dudes, I don't know, at some point, man, y'all might get it. You know what I mean? Maybe it won't. You probably won't. It is what it is, man. Till next time. Peace out.